Kicking off the second map here between paiN Gaming and MIBR. MIBR up a map, snatching away Vertigo, and Inferno bodes well for the team that was made in Brazil.
Yes, it does. But last time they were here, Mike, they had quite a few overtimes up against ATK. Still won by a score of 25-23, but it was a barn burner. They're probably hoping for a cleaner win here should they get the win up against paiN, who,
Looking
again,
to keep their
have
barn
struggled.
intact.
Yes.
You like barns, John? Oof. Savvy likes barns. Big fan of the old timbers.
I like barn wood, so by extension, I guess I should like barns, right?
Barn wood, he says. Looking like a bomb plant might be viable here. They taking it. The bomb's the one boosting up on the flower plots. Makes me so nervous. All good though. They do get the kill, they get away with it. But Big Uzera is quick on the flank, so you're gonna have to worry about Banana. That bomb's still not planted. This is falling apart for MIBR, all onto Henny now. And there were so many moments to secure that bomb money at the very least. But MIBR passed them all by.
Wow. Yeah, that was an interesting engagement taken by MIBR, right? Going for that boost towards flower pots. It works, right? They get the frag, but because the bomb carrier is the one going for that engagement, it delays them in getting the bomb planted. And as a result, they don't get it planted in the round. That means, well, they could have opted to save here. Instead, they are still going to force up. It's going to be deagles across the board and a good chunk of util. So I guess they said, okay, well, let's try for it anyway and see if we can get the results we're hoping for. Nade's going to fly in here towards top of Banana, but paiN are immediately tossing the flashes and the smoke along with the molly. It's not going to deter MIBR. They continue to push through. Henny's in a very tough spot, though, behind that molly, and he can't do anything at all. Oh, Neckies gets a second.
That's a clothesline shot. All right, exit. And his feet out from under him. See if he can get another one here. I'm starting to believe. No, he's tagged up. No answer just yet. They have isolated skulls. Who doesn't have any util. There's a path to this being a viable round for MIBR still. Fast closing.
I mean,
Big Uzera shifts over.
Yeah. It feels kind of unlikely, you know, just the rifles bearing down on you. And like you said, the rotation comes through here by Big Uzera. Maybe soft. Maybe if you get skulls here, come around the corner, becomes more likely. But you still got Big U to worry about. Smokes are good.
Testing it. There's the tag. There's the frag. Answer's back. But do they expect a second player at New Box? No, they do not. The bomb is down. And Sonny really needs to die before that timer runs out, which he will do.
I really love the idea, you know, throw the smoke down, try and fake the plant in it, and then hope that a rotation, or I should say a swing, comes around. It doesn't. I guess good patience from paiN, right, in that situation, and Sonny ends up getting a frag, but that's it, because everyone else comes in to close the gaps, and paiN find themselves a second. MIBR forcing up that previous round, and they still are going to invest here into this one at least a little bit. 2 Tech 9s, the Deagle, and 3 pieces of util. No one on the body armor, because of course that was a mistake, and Sonny's going to go out, Nikki's farms a couple more MP9 frags, and, well, again, Banana not yielding much for the MIBR squad.
No, but they're looking to stay as clean as possible in this one.
Yeah.
They've got 3 kills now. It's just about not giving up anyone to that DP. In the hands of Exit. You can lose 1. Even then, you shouldn't lose 1. But you can lose 1.
Yeah.
But paiN really wants to make some cash here because it's going to be the gun rounds from here on out.
I mean, if you do lose 1, Nikki's is the one with the, you know, the MP9, so he was the one you can go in a little more aggressively. Hopefully not the rifle players. Oh,
There's that connection. They're going to start pressure on. Nicky's has gone around to make sure this is going to be a bomb plant, but he could have this. He could have this. Exit single-handedly, making a round of this, and he wants to face. He wants to try and win it all, and that will cost him.
Goes for the Deagle instead of the A1S. I guess I understand it because you can pop 2 heads quickly with the Deagle versus the A1S needing 2 shots for it.
Yeah, I mean, no armor, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly. I was going to say that too.
Fight.
Yeah. Makes sense. But still, paiN take it 3-0. I think the important part is that Exit gets a couple of frags. So he again makes it expensive for 2 players, at least on the paiN side, and their economy is not built up as nicely as they like to, but the 3 players still surviving, it's okay. MIBR coming back with their first full-on buy-up. Just AKs. We'll pick it up for it. Quite a bit. Of course, BRN's going to walk out here. Half wall. Great flashbang thrown. Unfortunately, it also flashes him. Once he recovers, he gets 1. Maybe the second as well. Oh, Biggest Ever is trying to get away. He does just barely escape, and now Skulls knows exactly where BRN is. Doesn't matter.
Oh, that's a ripper of a shot from Insani. What a heck of a way to get on the board, because that's exactly what they've done. I mean, this is going to be a save for the remaining players. At least it certainly should be. Turtle still exists as a threat. Keep these guns from making it out of this round. But MIBR, that is an explosive way to get on the board. The young guns lighting the way, and Sunny and BRN making this happen.
Yep, as they'd done the previous map, right? They were the ones taking care of business. On the other end, the young guns just not showing as much, and still that remains the case for Skulls. It's only 3 rounds in, but we'll have to wait and see if he's able to activate. And Henny, I mean, he had I think it was plus 15 kill to death differential. He was number 3 in the league throughout the regular season at plus 91 kill to death differential across 4 teams. Be very solid at not only getting the op frags, but keeping the op in his hands. And a first round found from MIBR, of course.
Huge one. I think they've got a full buy here if they want it. Yeah, they do. They're going to make this work. It's going to be okay. Yeah. It's actually going to be a pretty strong buy as well. Probably 1 player onto the SMG. It's Big Zero who takes the hit. And otherwise, A-okay to move on forward. Now it's about converting. It's about containing that momentum from MIBR. And chain 2 here, then you're in trouble.
I think a little pressure on for Zevi here with the AWP towards Banana. Once this util fades anyway. BRN's already taken the space, and I mean, paiN not having much visibility, have to be very, very careful here and be aware of the possibility that a player could be pushed up into this position. And you see they're leaving Zevi to his own devices, so like I said, he will be extremely critical if MIBR decide to go B.
Does have a full belt to util, so he can take this first shot and drop the Molotov. Reposition over towards Coffin's. Actually going to preemptively get the smoke out to allow that aforementioned reposition.
Yep.
I'll hit the pause. Wait this smoke. That's actually going to work out beautifully for them. A re-smoke available. That one back by the church, but at some point they're just going to go through. Looks like they're going to fade this one. Big Zera's taking care of the lurk. Now that third player starts to float on over. Pressure on Molotov is late, but it isolates the player. Zevi posturing aggressively. Got to be careful not to get caught here. And he's going to fade away. That's so bold from Skulls. I don't even think there was a flashbang for him. I don't think his teammates were in position in time to set that up. I think it just went through. That tag lands. Not a killing blow, but an advantage here in the retake for paiN, but they've got no banana presence. So it's all coming from the same side of the map. See what they got. Zevi right over there. Clear out onto the next. BRN. Down, but Insani here in the back of sight, down into the 1v1. Bigu Zera and Insani. What have you got for us? Oh, Bigu Zera will triumph just barely, but it's enough. The round, they survive. The op can be retrieved here, John.
I thought Insani had that, I'll be honest. But Bigu Zera, who's been arguably the best player in the server tonight for both teams, because he has been dealing out so much damage and been intricate, or excuse me, very important in coming out with the round victories for paiN. And there's another one that is critical because you do isolate the one round from MIBR, even though you give it the bomb plant and they have another buy up in the tank, but still. Big Uzera taking that mantle. First place on his team in terms of frags once more. See more from this man, Zevi, and we're not going to see anything from him in this round. Turtle deletes him in the first 30 seconds.
Flying to boiler. Find ahead. Why not? It's fitting that he's in the boiler room because he just turned up the heat on paiN. Cannot afford to stumble here. Too much is invested in. And last round, too expensive. And speaking of stumbling, they're going to full-on trip. Turtle punishing, this time from the balcony, shifting all over these apartments. And everywhere he pokes his head, Gil does follow. Hearts, how they know where he is. They're letting him know. They're letting him know. And there's just no getting away. Even if he'd found one, the trade would have been swift. Save is going to be on, and this is a tough spot for paiN.
Turtle and those headshots, it is something else to watch when he is working his magic. Wow. Two nice taps to the heads of Big Uzera and Zevi to completely open up the space at the A site. And after that, I mean, MIBR get the bomb plant, paiN Gaming tuck tail, and retreat.
It's his first 2 kills of the game, but what a time to find them. Right? Let's
Yeah.
talk about impact.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Turtle, he's still got a lot of frags, 315, but he's one of those players that comes through and finds more impact in terms of his frags than necessarily bunches of frags.
Frags.
You need him, you want him.
Gotta have him. What do you put around this? Not much.
Not much.
Is the answer. They invested a little bit in Hards Out, dropped an SMG, I think, or just bought himself up. This is surprised to see that, to be honest.
They should invest. They should go in. Yeah, it's going to be a double save anyway.
Well, they are going to do so. Zevi and Big Uzera are going to break out. We'll find out in a moment. Uzera does like the scout timer too. There it is. It's a tricky gun to make work on this map, but he's actually going to give it over to Zevi. Faith in his comrade. Deagled in turn. That might be our convert here. It feels like we're just getting a rinse repeat of Vertigo, right? The 4-3.
Yeah.
Momentum will be a slightly different.
It's a different path there as well, right?
Yeah. Same destination. We're not there yet. Plenty of time for paiN to make things interesting here.
Ooh,
They'd stack top banana. Not going to catch anybody. MIBR holding back. Or rather, paiN. Now MIBR move in to fill the space.
I mean, Nexus is boosted up on flower pots here, and Skull's going back to the site, so they're setting up a crossfire should MIBR charge in here. And it looks like MIBR want to get into this B site. The thing is just more limited in terms of hardware paiN, so they're going to need a little more manpower, and that's what they get here with Zevi swinging around. He'll probably post up over at Coffins with the scout, you would think, but he's more wary of someone wrapping arch. Yes, yeah. Exactly.
Huge risk. And indeed, I mean, this could be a split in. Time's starting to become an issue, so this is actually, I think, probably just a fake. 30 seconds looking to drag the rotator off while they wait out the B smoke. Here comes the move. Timing on that fade. Oh, Zero could catch this. He's just missed it. He's just missed it. Might have even spotted it, but now the hit comes in 20 seconds. They're not going to be able to wait for Turtle. They got to move now. And the bomb's dropped. This could be bad. This could be bad, but a big kill on the Firefly player. Bomb controls his position. No, but he still gets more.
That helps.
7 seconds. Are they going to be able to get the bomb planted? Teammate's not here to help. Oh, they get it down just barely. And now Turtle might be able to seal the round. And indeed, he will. I mean, say what you will about the positioning, about his ability to help, but when it mattered most, he delivered.
Again, two more frags at an impactful moment there for Turtle. That was insanity there for MIBR as they went into the site because there wasn't much time left, and that's when things get dicey, especially with an MP9 available to paiN Gaming on the defensive side. I'm surprised it doesn't have any impact. Niki's just hung around there a little bit too long, maybe hoping that MIBR would forget to clear it, but in the end, they double back, swing around, and take him down. But after that, I mean, look, Skulls as well is able to have his impact hiding there on that B site, makes it a 2v2, and that's when the chance you thought, okay, maybe paiN can get that 5th, but it doesn't happen thanks to Turtle. Insani, whoa, that's not the place he wants to go here towards a bracket, because everyone's here, and he'll probably die.
His name, he's got one, and he's infected. Gun given over, so that's something found nicely here for paiN, but MIBR should realize that was the full stack. They're still a little timid about this, but Insani saw a lot. They're going to gain this ground. There's a Voltron of a boost disassembled. And coming back into it, Turtle spotted. Don't want to get caught to be the next one to feed them a weapon.
I'm surprised paiN bought that and rotate back to A. Maybe they just want to save the AK. And
I think they realized, but yeah, the retake was a nightmare. They're like, maybe we can isolate this lurk. Maybe we can get 2 AKs out of this round. I think that was a willful decision.
Yeah. Either way, MIBR pretty clean. They lose Insani, but they get the information, and even still are cautious going into B because you never know. I mean, he saw 3 players, I believe it was, maybe a 4th.
Yeah.
But you don't know where that 5th is, and yeah, so you have to be careful.
Speaking of being careful. More damage here. Those pistols, and pistols will find one more.
2?
Okay, all right, Skulls can't get the guns, but you can make it expensive at the very least. MIBR, what was looking so very clean, not so much now.
Huh. That's a nice bit of work with the P250 from Skulls. Like you said, doesn't get the gun, but still something, punishing the economy of MIBR, and it can't really stabilize for Insani and Exit. Everyone else looking good, so they can absorb it should they have to, but still, paiN. There's a long game that could be punishing. Look at the nades! Oh, goodness me! Chonky as ever. Big Uzera down to 7. Nikis and Skulls below half health. That was just a volley of nades. Surprised they don't get a kill off of it. Like, that's... Big Uzera kind of lucky to be alive.
Unfortunate indeed. They won't know. They won't have that confirmed damage, but it is certainly going to soften them up later on in. And goodbye, Hard Zao. So now, Balcony player is just Big Uzera, who's so low. They're shifting away from this, though. 39 seconds. They're going to need to make a commitment pretty soon. It seems like they are going in towards, I guess, the slightly... it's really even either side. 2 wounded players. Only Zevi is actually healthy, and he's mid-map of A. So, here it goes. Here comes the hit. Double coffins is going to be the hold. They'll try and boost up over the smoke, presumably, and indeed they do. Let's see if this works for Skulls.
16 seconds.
It's a cheeky play. If they just drop the bomb, that could be it. It could be over. MIBR clearing, checking. No. 2 players dropped. 2 players found. An answer back, but they have to plant this bomb immediately, and it's in the open, and oh, they are so very fortunate that Nekis' spray didn't land just a bit closer to home.
Oh, wow, and Insani the lurk this time. Usually Turtle, but Insani took that job this time in that round. And MIBR get out with 3 players, which I didn't think they'd be able to given the circumstances, because Skulls managed to get 2 down for the count. But then once he was traded, MIBR were able to start taking the bodies down. 5-4 in favor of MIBR. The lead has been deleted here for paiN. It was 4-1 at one point, but this is 4 in a row for Made in Brazil. Pistols only for paiN too. Their money's run out. I feel like I might be able to change the pace here and go for a quick one.
Well, we're 35 seconds into the round, so it can still be a relatively quick one.
Maybe.
But no longer blistering. Up against the Pistols, they do seem to be willing to take their time. We've seen plenty of times before. Stacks further back, though, for paiN. That's going to be really interesting on Turtle. The catch, he's found the first. Corner, he does indeed. Turtle, diligent with it now. Even though this was the stack, they've just dismantled enough of it that it may not much matter. One last player, one USP, and yes, indeed, MIBR will cruise through to a 6th.
Yeah, once MIBR does come out, they just explode onto that A site, and it is a slaughter. Skull's the last one standing, and the only reason he's alive is because he wasn't at that A site. He was all the way over at B, and he has now tucked into a corner. He's got a deagle, a smoke, some body armor. He just wants to save that into the next round because MIBR have got this one hook, line, and sinker. 6th round picked up. Not trending well for paiN, of course. We're already down 1-0 after losing their map pick. Losses, plus 50 round differential as well.
Pretty astounding, that.
Yeah.
Pretty astounding. paiN can get on track here, it's all good. It's all hunky-dory. Need to do so. And on the initial foray, a ton of ground's been taken by MIBR. Look at how much control they have here top brackets. Awesome utility damage health, but it's not bad at all, John. This is a prime opportunity now.
Yeah, I really love the way MIBR is deploying their nades, right? They tend to just stack them in one direction. That time it was for Pit, and Hardzow was just clinging on to life. And before we saw how well it worked towards top of Banana, where they took out so much health from the paiN Gaming players. Going back to that Banana hit, speaking of which, this time without the nades, but still enough util to get into the site should they want to. They're in, spamming the smoke. Not connecting on anything, and MIBR with 52 seconds left say, you know what, we made enough noise, maybe we'll keep a couple of players here, and we'll go back to A.
It's going to be the contact. 25 seconds. They've left it late again. This time, everybody's still alive for paiN, and that's a problem. Big Guzera's got 3, shutting them down here. And from the pit, the last kill found. That's a phenomenal hold for Big Guzera and for paiN.
That's just Big Guzera again, carrying his team to victory in that round.
It's also a very smart adjustment, right? paiN invited them into brackets, didn't give them a fight there at all, shifted back in towards the site, and without the information to guide them, MIBR are executing with nothing gained in terms of kills.
Yeah, and also let's not forget Turtle and Mr. and Flash. The timing was off, and both his players were blinded by him, not by paiN, so that was a problem. Zavi. around, gets the opener, and then gets traded immediately. Good trade from Insani. They are now going to charge into Arch and get the trade again. Insani delivers that, and they've got a lot of space on it. They know it. They're waiting for rotations to come through, and now Insani's just waiting inside of Library. He could deliver a third even here. Hard Zao spotted out on the site. Turtle confirming that information. Nade sails in. It doesn't even need to do any damage because Turtle finishes the job with the AK, and now paiN are on the outside. You look at it.
I think I have to save this. They're gonna have to save this. You just can't risk it into this round. Can't lose the war to try and claw back one lost battle. Still setting up Utah like they're going for a zigzag. But Molotov didn't even actually go deep enough. Eaves of the roof just enough, and well, they're backed off.
Yeah.
They are out of here.
You have to.
Off retrieved. At least that lives into the next round.
Yeah, Big Azure only gets one this time. Traded by Insani did such a good job ensuring that anyone who went down did not go down in vain on his team's side, and they extend their lead back to 2 once more. paiN walk away with a couple of rifles, and that's actually enough for them to get a full-on buy-up into this round again. So won't look too bad on their side coming into this one. As MIBR are looking to take the half here with an 8th round. We have a timeout called by MIBR, in fact. One thing to note for the MIBR side is that Henny has not really run the op at all here on their T side, which is pretty typical of them. But once he gets a CT side, he is hungry for frags, and he typically performs very well on the defensive end.
Tough customer.
Mm-hmm.
He led the board over on Vertigo.
Yep.
Map where he's got a spot named after him. It's looking good. Certainly in terms of the way MIBR is supposed to be functioning. It's also just, a high level across the board right now, so can't complain if you're an MIBR fan. paiN Gaming, though, again, could use a pop-off. One of the young guns. They're good right now, but they could use some greatness. Utility to harass now. Counter util been dumped. They actually don't have much remaining. Skulls calling for a flashbang from his teammate to set him up for this peak, and he's got the space, but it's cost them so much of what they have available, and they're panicking.
I think they got spotted, those 2 players on top of a rooftop at Porch.
Flashbang, they're going to be cleared out. Hard Zao down. Nick is at least able to trade it back. They're going in towards B.
Really?
Yeah, this is interesting. Having dismantled so much of that stack over towards A, they're going for the B play, and Zevi hits the first shot. So now fall away. 45 seconds. There's still time to bail for MIBR, but the utility is gone. They're taking a big risk here with this rotate. But they do know there were 2 on B, right? Because the op shot hit, and they hear Skull shooting as well. So rotation's not a bad call. Find this off site.
To be honest with you, Mike, I thought they were just trying to pull that 3rd player over from A with the jiggle peaks that were coming through, but then when the player gets caught off by Zevi, then you're in a bit of trouble. 13 seconds. Oh my goodness.
Running a risky again. They need this kill immediately, and he's not going to have it. He doesn't see it on time. Does he have time? 3?
No.
Nope. Not going to happen. Too slow. MIBR. Always willing to run that clock out. When you play the margins, sometimes they haunt you.
They were probably just expecting more of a rotation to go back to the A site. That's why they go to Banana and head to B, but it just didn't happen at all. paiN were waiting and had their feet planted on B, expecting it to come through. So good on them as they find themselves a 6th. Would have been better just to push forward, but I guess all those trades that happened really were the reason why MIBR didn't really want to fully commit to A. Buy-up's still good, though. Got the AKs across the board. Their money's good for pretty much the rest of the half, even if they should lose right here. One thing that's been surprising me a little bit here is that paiN haven't been aggressive towards mid even once, because in past times they were a team that liked to take the fight there, but now not so much.
It's true. It's true. I almost feel like knowing that MIBR's tendencies for these late execs, they've been trying to hold off, force MIBR to make that move. Keep their, I mean, if you keep your nades up, right? If you drop that Molotov, right? We're trying to come in with 20 seconds to go. If you can hit that shot like Zevi does, here comes the explode. Molotov down. Turtle hesitates. Now the reinforcements are on. There's two players to watch across. Skulls has got one. Skulls has got two. So that's what they're looking for. The util advantage when the hit actually does come through. Now exits in such a tough spot. And Sonny's found a bit of space. Oh, hard Zao. No hard Zao. He gets caught. Now we've got a chance at a bomb plant. 20 seconds. They're going to have to run it. But there's time enough. And Sonny appears confident that this is in fact clear. There will be time to plant this bomb. Oh, no. I expected Sonny to be so far forward. Oh, he's behind him now.
I'm sure he heard them.
Here's both sets of footsteps. Gonna have the lineup here. Sarah's actually watching this. Oh, the presence of mind to realize they didn't clear the library and then not getting contact to that point. That is a bit of a stroke of brilliance there. Great awareness, and he'll get the last kill as well. That brain, the gears are always turning, and paiN will equalize the scoreline as a result.
I mean, you can credit biguzero with 4 frags in that, because he had the flashbang, perfect one thrown for Skulls and sets him up for 2. And then he goes around, like you said, the presence of mind to clear out library, gets 1, and then the final frag on the site itself. biguzero is leading the charge in every category, in entries, in flash assists, frags. He's doing it all right now for paiN, and is the reason why this scoreline is not more lopsided in favor of MIBR. Timeout called by MIBR again here.
Bit looking to get involved. To figure out that last missing detail to try and take this last round.
One thing's for sure, though, is that we're headed for another 8-7 half.
Yeah, guaranteed. Imagine what paiN could do if they could win a pistol, man.
Yeah, well, they won the pistol here, actually.
They did in this one, and there you go. Yes. They get 8 rounds.
I was going to say earlier, they won the pistol, and it's this close. So many rounds from MIBR, it's actually surprising.
Yeah. You're right. It's the subversion of my usual narrative.
Yeah. Once more, no peeks, no aggression, nada from paiN. They are content to wait MIBR out every single round of this half.
So much discipline. And I mean, as a result, now look at this. They're going to have 4 players here. As MIBR looks to go for this play, it's looking like a Hall's pop. 3 players here in the apartments. Should be a nice nade. Does nothing. Because nades make no sense. I think it went too deep. Nekis had already slipped past it. But this is going to be interesting because they're going to realize that the arch is clear. They don't have to worry about that. With all these bodies here, when this hit comes in from short. Okay, Skulls is floating back, but Nekis has now found the first. Looking for this aggression. He's got the 1, and now they know. Now they know, so that rotation's coming back through, but Henny ripping these shots. Downrange, Nekis holds on, sets up a 1v2 for his comrades. Bomb will be planted. Exit can secure that at the very least, but now he's got to close. 1 up short. 1 stuck into Moto. An exit frozen in place, unwilling to leave himself exposed. With the position, a face on out, a check on in, exit's done the damage. Now he just needs 1 more. Gain some distance. 1 shot, all that's necessary, and he's got it through the edge of the box. The in-game leader steps up and locks it down to end the half with an MIBR lead.
Where you made this decision, nights and years in this blurry vision. You know he don't love you, what I'm still not enough. Even your parents know I'm good for you, but I'm still not enough. You wanna be done with him, you're stuck with him, 'cause you don't have the guts. And after all I've done, I'm still not enough. Still at your place, trying to make it okay. These miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue?
We are back for what could be the final half of this upper bracket matchup. MIBR a lead as they head onto their defense, and that bodes poorly for paiN. We're going to need to see them dig deep here, John, if they're going to take us to a decider.
Yeah, no question. And their T side has been the side that we've seen the most problems on in the past for paiN. So yeah, this is definitely trending in favor of MIBR. And that clutch at the end by Exit at the end of that first half was unreal. I mean, just the movement, the maneuvering to get himself in towards Graveyard, completely unexpected by paiN in that 1v1. And then he wins it easily. Wow. Something to behold. And now MIBR, who've been pretty strong on the pistols, only losing one. And that was here at the beginning of this map.
There's an opener. It's the way they were looking for. Just Zed left as a lone sentinel here on Banana with the P250 left to be captain of this spot, but exit. Captain of MIBR will put him down. Right the ship early on. Still, they need to rotate the bodies through. This is such an interesting idea. MIBR gets aggressive here down mid to isolate biguzera, and they've got it.
I like it.
They'll concede the bomb plant, but give themselves the advantage now into this retake. That is a neat subversion of expectation now. Can they capitalize on the man advantage it has given them? This double setup on the barrel is going to be tough to crack. Stay around the corner. There's the swing. But Turtle does get the trade. He's got it on the second, but not the third. Still, Skull's in a 1v2, and he can take this no further. Plenty of time to defuse this bomb.
Absolutely love that idea from MIBR, right? They know there's probably a player lurking towards alt mid. They say, okay, let's push out, take him down, and set ourselves up for the retake. We already know the bomb's going to go down. Let's give ourselves the man advantage. It's exactly what they do. They work really well to ensure trades come through over into lane, and then it's only one left standing in a really bad position. And after, well, they take care of him pretty easily. 9-7 in favor of MIBR. 3 of 4 pistol rounds going their way, and that's one that paiN really could have used. 3 A1Ss, 2 M9s here, but the one thing that's good for paiN is they did get that bomb plant, meaning 3 AKs are able to be afforded. A couple of players settling for pistols, but those AKs could be very potent. Oh, Insani needs to get out of the Molotov. He was flashed, but aware of the fact that a Molotov was burning beneath his feet. It only takes a little bit of damage. Was a 3-2 setup, but MIBR now putting most of the manpower here on the A site and letting BRN with the MP9 of all things anchor down the B site. He needs to stay up close to have the most impact here. I say up close, I mean to the half wall.
Interesting that they haven't rotated. He saw players. He deployed his smoke. Usually that's a stall tactic to allow the rotation to come in. Just now, Exit's starting to float back. They're stubborn on this. They felt like they had the read, and I mean, I'm not confident they don't. Look at this float back the other way. Just came to drop another smoke here to set up BRN. Be able to stall further. And indeed, they're right. They're right. paiN. Predictable in this rotation. Coming back to threaten top mid. And hides out. Molotov at his back. He's going to have to play this smoke fade. He spotted the one. Trying to coax him forward into destruction, but his wait for his team to be able to play together. This is a crossfire, though. This is set up. Enemy not going to be able to get the first, and the kills go all the other way. So this was the exact idea, the plan for MIBR, and paiN, just so patient, didn't get sucked into a disadvantageous fight. Instead, they find themselves with a round win.
Wow, I'm surprised they don't lose a single body there. That was such a good setup for MIBR, but nothing comes out of it. And paiN, the patience ends up paying off. Although it looked like they weren't sure what they wanted to do at a certain point. Timing was a little off, as you saw and mentioned. You know, they had the hesitation when they were going to actually push in towards bracket. Timing ends up getting sorted, and then they go out and do perfect work. Exit and BRN are forced onto the save, and the money is gone here for MIBR.
Chicken, the only casualty of the bomb. Rest in peace, Colonel Cluckers. Or paiN a prime opportunity. I mean, the money's in shambles, right? MIBR presumably going to chase this because it's double eco all the way down the board. And with these safe guns, they can make something of this. But if you're paiN, there's never going to be a better chance to get this half going right.
Yeah. Oof, it's still scary up against those pistols. MIBR always a threat. Same could be said for paiN when they're on their ecos. So no round is a gimme here for either side.
Curious to see how MIBR compensate for this. I mean, we had that pistol round. I don't want to call it like a stratagem, a little bit of a new look. Curious to see if we get a little bit more of that creativity on the CT side.
Yeah. MIBR are much more prone to pushing up here and taking the fight into mid. At least that's what we've seen in the past, especially when Jota was part of the roster. That was his bread and butter.
Got good utility for this. Hartzau's forced into a tough spot. That nade's gonna find him. Hartzau, just slipped by in time, but he will still be dropped. Now a smoke on to make sure they can't get the reprisal. And actually, all right, exit, expecting someone to try and go for that rifle or something, try and take that space. He finds himself an extra, so it could not have started better for MIBR.
And now they have paiN rotating into the A site, and everyone from MIBR has come here and realized, yeah, this is where paiN's going to go. One player does double back, that's Insani, but it's only to watch Arch from a little bit further on and perhaps be in a better position to rotate back to the B site. Yeah.
B split. This is actually a great idea. Insani trying to hold this. They can avoid the bulk of his presence. Oh, but they can't avoid Insani's dig. He goes 1 for 1, and now Skulls does not know which way to turn. He's a lone wolf. The B split has been denied, and his position given up. 3 players here ready to defend. The flashbang lethal, and Skulls a goner.
Yeah, Zevi and Skulls just caught like deers and headlights there. I mean, it was tough. Zevi in particular, just trying to go to that B site, didn't really know where to look and just stalled out. MIBR, as we mentioned, you cannot underestimate them with those pistols. And of course, when they get the A1S picked up off the ground, that helps too. 10-8 in favor of MIBR. It just looked like paiN would be able to get something going, but they can't. Luckily for them, they will have enough to reinvest here. 3 AKs, the Galil and the Deagle. But that was their chance to really start to build a little bit of momentum. Sonny's just been so good, though. I mean, unreal.
That nade a little too deep.
Yeah.
And Sonny's going to have no idea if he'd just short lob that. Could have been spicy. So what he's got here. Bit of a reposition. Just some damage down range. I don't know if they heard the dink. But Heavy is very softened up as a result of it.
I think he did, but he's trying to bait them out into peeking that angle so that Henny can have a field day should they push out, but they haven't yet. And he's going to give it up, too.
He's floating back around. This is going to leave Arch massively open. I haven't seen much presence here, but apparently enough as time's expiring. Big who's selling this by just dumping the util. Gonna keep 3 bodies here, and here comes the execution.
It's still tough
to
execute.
the map. Sorry, John, what were you saying?
It's still tough execute onto A with this crossfire. And time dwindling.
Indeed. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here's the move. Turtle has got the 1 to second as well. Dancing around this pillar. He shuts it down. Turtle will snatch all 4. Time is done. Big Uzera just wants to deny him the ace at this point in time. It's a complete catastrophe, a non-starter for paiN.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, they just waited too long. That crossfire Turtle popping off. I mean, maybe some shots were fired to distract from Pit, but man, oh man, the lineup, the spray control, everything on point for him as he finds a 4K. Not many of those in the regular season, only had 1, but man, he looked solid there, and an 11th round for MIBR. Finally, the money's right for paiN, but they do want to go for the hero Galil. Everyone else on Glocks and nothing else available to them. Maybe tough, but they do get the opening frag. What?
Here's
Gun
that
down,
mid-aggression
and
you
a
were talking
second.
about. Here's that mid-aggression you were talking about. Maybe not the right moment for it. BRN brings back 1, but this could be a catastrophe. I mean, these are now 2 guns picked up. They had nothing. MIBR trying to put on the gas in the wrong moment, and PRN's now low. And he's evened up the numbers. But this should have been a slam dunk into anything. But there's the slam dunk coming in. Exit, continuing to add to his lofty scoreline. Finds out what you got for us. He's got one, but no more. A recovery here for MIBR.
Yeah, they just wanted some extended air time before slamming the dunk down, right?
Something like that. They thought, you know, our fans are getting too comfortable. We can shake them up in the chat.
But they still convert it. I mean, great job from Big U, right? He's basically the tank coming out there with the Galil and the body armor, and he gets a couple, gives his team just a shot at least of taking the round, but it doesn't materialize into anything more. As MIBR, a little bit of money lost, but they're still comfortable in that regard. No op yet for Henny, and I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to get it in his hands, but has to wait just a touch longer. All 5 players for paiN, leaning into Banana. They haven't really gone for a B hit that much here in this second half so far, leaning more towards A. MIBR are again postured perfectly to deny this.
Kills coming in. Exit, shutting this down, but he's finally been checked. A 2v2 set up here, but the bomb needs to be planted. And look at the flank. Look at how fast he's on. No hearts. That was ready for it. Ready for Turtle. Now leaves it to Insani. A 1v2 clutch. On deck. His position not known. So the element of surprise perhaps in his favor. And if he gets any inkling that Big Guzera is here, he's got a Molotov for the position. Molly for the angle. The pool he goes. Is he just gonna stick? That would be bold.
I like the idea.
But he wanted the fight. He wanted to isolate it. Even gets that the headshot as well, but not the kill.
Love the idea. You know, throw the smoke down, fake the defusal, hope that you can catch player rotating from Banana or swinging from Banana off guard, and it just doesn't happen. Like you said, he gets the headshot, but not the final blow. And that is the difference maker there. So paiN, surprisingly, I was a little shocked that they didn't really lose more players in that initial fight at the top of Banana, because all 3 were grouped up there and the flashbangs were sailing in their face, utility everywhere, and they're the ones who prevail. Zevi actually gets the opener as well here on an Insani that's trying to push up aggressively. So you're right, Mike. Like I was saying earlier, they're trying to go for that aggression mid, but paiN are just waiting for it and punishing them 2 rounds in a row.
Time I peek from Turtle. Just misses Nick. He's getting out of the bedroom, but he will have heard him. Nick is making a lot of noise here. Ready for it, and he's got the kill. And he's going to be able to slip away unscathed. But they fully stacked this A site. So as paiN Gaming starts to explore their options here on B, if they don't get spooked by nothing, they will find the site free and clear. Indeed, poking their noses around the corner, detecting no resistance. And will find themselves a bomb plant, and with it, a 10th round.
Yeah. I mean, MIBR get to save 3 rifles and the MP9 for the following round, so they'll have another buy-up. Probably a good amount of util as well. But paiN
might actually get 4 rifles, right? What did Nekis have in the apartments? There you go.
Yeah, 4 rifles, you're right. There you go. So MIBR, although they do surrender a 10th round to paiN, ensure that, look, if paiN go to A, we have 4 players here. If they don't, same story as we were talking about earlier, 4 rifles saved over.
This time around, they can get utility, they can get kits.
Mm-hmm.
Be better on no ult. Been hard to come by for poor Henny.
Yeah, I know. I mean, oof. He's good with the rifle, but better with the op, of course.
We can't all have what we want, it seems.
Unfortunately for Henny, that is the case.
But you can see how much more bolstered this is in terms of the utility. So important on an Inferno CT side. They'll shift 3 players over for the Banana fight early on, which means they're going to dump some util and try and contest this. Because Era's trying to bring the fight to them. But he's solo. Oh, he's keep going. After the smoke, and he gets caught.
Hey.
BRN watching it, realizing what he might try and do, anticipating the play. And now holding on to this space as well. Exit thought about rotating, and he may wind up committing to that. Trying to play the smoke fade, and Sonny will have his hands full in a moment as they come around the corner, and he won't have them full for long because they are deleted. Pressure on for these A-site defenders. That was a ripper of a shot coming through. And they're looking to do it again. Tough spot. Pit player gone, and a turtle up the creek. Any damage is good damage. But I don't know if it's enough to coax MIBR into a retake here.
No. Most certainly not, and they're going to be on for another save. That is a very, very nice opener from Zevi for his squad, right? He takes down the one player that managed to do damage a little bit earlier on, and then the rest of his team can charge on forward into the site, and it's just so tough for Turtle, right? He's got two players that he could have gotten with the MP9. He gets one, which is actually impressive considering the pressure he was facing once Henny goes down in pit, but just nothing more he could do. And MIBR, well, looking down at a 12-11 score line now. Have enough for a half buy, so they'll make it interesting. And certainly will still be effective with those pistols. Do they opt for another stack, though, is the question, which they seem to have been leaning into quite a bit here in these types of rounds. Looks like not yet. 3 players onto A, a couple going to B, and a smoke already thrown early by exit here for Deep Banana. Presence of all by paiN towards BA, and that could be a read for MIBR, but I don't know if it matters. It does. Turtle gets 1, BR on 2, and now it's a 4v2. Oh my goodness, paiN tried to throw the change-up hit. It doesn't work at all, and BRN makes it only 1 left. Zevi has so much work to do here, and Exit's almost certainly going to peek in just a moment. It would be a good time to try it. It doesn't matter. Insani drops Zevi. What a coup for MIBR.
I mean, just when it seemed like paiN might have the moment to pull away, just when it seemed like they had the opportunity to pull it even at the least, they are denied. That's a catastrophe. That's an absolute catastrophe here. And for MIBR, a renewed chance to close this out in 2. They just need 3 more.
I just don't understand why they don't do any util at all to be like just nothing to even distract MIBR. It was an easy read for them.
Nice early kill. Hearts out, trying to get aggressive through the Molotovs, through the flames. Will be bested by BRN once again. This has started to become a bit of a trend.
Yeah.
And one that's working very well for paiN. Zevi down as well. And that's full banana control as well. If they want to re-clear this, it's going to be costly. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to carry risk. And so BRN left here alone with the smoke just to drop it if they come his way and stall. Now MIBR is able to stack the numbers here in defensive A. paiN at least do have the right read that this is something that MIBR like to do when they're up in numbers. I just don't know how well they're going to be able to punish the setup. The reason it works so dang well. How's BRN not spotted yet? Now he has. Now he has. Ooh.
He's gonna get
Panic! 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 Smoke not working out so well. He's done some damage. That's not how that was supposed to go. Skulls up top on the oranges. Here's the flashbang Skulls. Does he eat that? No. Nekis was full blind, still finds the kill, and now the moment might be slipping away here.
No
that
way.
Finds Insani. Tagged down and now fragged out. And that's going to be a save on for MIBR. It looked so very good until it didn't.
That was, I mean, a 3v5 in favor of MIBR. And just a step too far for BRN, right? He got a little too eager to go for some fights there, and paiN took advantage of it. And after that, just the house of cards started to completely topple over. And paiN get a 12th, even though it looked so good for MIBR. It felt like they were on their path to victory with those first 2. paiN still alive.
Now we've got the off out for Henny. Right, the difference maker for him. A little bit of a change up from what they've been able to field, and this is the moment. Every time paiN have had the chance to crack, now MIBR to move out in advance, they've stumbled. Boost up on top of the half wall with that AWP. This is a different look. They've expected BRN here with the rifle. The op. That's the new foe. And Henny.
Oh, there it is.
Will collect as a result. So now they know the AWP is out on the server. Banana is closed for business. Advance on A. That flashbang is lethal. The setup is perfect. And Arch denied. Goals. Oh, no,
it's happening again.
Well. Starts to build. The advantage slipping them by. And now it's all on to Henny. Does he attempt this? Even with the smoke up. There's a gap on the right side, but unless they face him, no chance will be given. Another man advantage situation that crumbles off of the back of big individual plays. Been calling them out all series long. Where are the young guns? Where is Zevi and Skulls? Well, here they're starting to deliver in a big way, John.
Yeah, they absolutely are. I mean, this is unbelievable. Skulls with the 2 entries, and Zevi follows up with 2 of his own. But, you know, yesterday what was happening for ATK was that they were getting 5v3 advantages several times, and paiN ended up winning them. And at the time, I'm thinking, oh, ATK is really having trouble dealing with trying to take care of these man advantages and close out the rounds. But in my mind now, I think, okay, maybe it's paiN. They're just really good at working around these 2-man disadvantages and just have a lot of confidence going out, because that's 2 in a row that MIBR have had a significant edge, and paiN are managing to pull it back.
Crazy. Actually wild.
I mean, just unreal.
But now, this is the must win now, John, right? This is where we saw them stumble before against the Pistols with the 1 rifle. Well, here's the AWP of all things. paiN has to win here. They got the right read. They're headed towards Banana. And if they just take this aggressive space, there's nothing to deny them. BRN has a single smoke. That's not going to sell much. Depending on the deep angle. They know it's an AWP on the other side, right? They're not going to risk some of these peaks. Caution is the watchword in this round for paiN.
MIBR is trying to guess right here. They have a couple of players rotating to the B site, and that appears to be the correct read.
Not anymore. Look at the AWP. Look at the rotation. Could smoke it off, but Henry's getting on the angle. There's the check. There's the face. Ooh, just an elbow shot, but he gets it on the second.
Recovery.
Going out ahead of the smoke. A little bit early, but still with the utility up, this is going to be so tough for Henny. Trying to find a space. Desperation here, though, and as he gets his bell wrong, Henny might just be thinking about his escape.
Yeah, he's got to get out of here. It's not going to be easy. The smoke is still up, and he's got to retreat while it is, because it's going to fade at any moment. And he does manage to escape. That's the only mission that was on his mind. But look at this. paiN, what a fantastic recovery for them. It looked like curtains, but now they've got the lead in the waning moments of Inferno. That's taken immense resilience on their part, and of course some stellar performances from Zevi and Skulls, at least in the last few rounds. They've done it. Gotten to 14. Give themselves a chance, at least some sort of path into map number 3. But still, 2 more rounds, and those can sometimes be the toughest to get.
They can indeed. You'll have a fully reinforced MIBR. The AWP living through. They go for the double AWP here. This is interesting. BRN picking up a secondary full utility around this. I don't mind it, because it allows them to go back to the solo BRN hold on Banana and still have that AWP threat here. He's more than capable as a secondary AWPer. Surprised they don't shift the 3rd player over early to set up the util for this fight. Zera looking to challenge. Denied by a Molotov. They're certainly not going to feel comfortable enough to go for this half-wall setup yet.
Nice nade.
And meanwhile, really enjoying that wall. He plays anti-flash. Another utility exchange on Banana. Biguzera comes up. Where's the where for this one? They're just looking. They're just looking for map control, and they are gaining it. They're taking this space around the map. MIBR falling back to every skirmish. Here comes Henny trying to avoid these flashbangs. Wants to be clear-eyed on the angle. Pushing back through. This is risky. So risky now, but he's got the kill.
Oh.
Cost him much of his health, but he is away. Man advantage found. And another one as well. They know double op. They're on both sides. There is no easy path towards the site. You're going to have to contend with the zoom banger whichever way you turn. And paiN, 30 seconds on. They need to go back and get the bomb T ramp. This is all going to be dependent on Hardzao. He's the only forward position they've gotten. There's 3 players here in the defense. Hardzao gone. Now they've got nothing. 20 seconds. They're rotating. They're saving.
Yeah, no, they're trying to keep what they've got, even though they don't necessarily have to. There's a lot of value in their hands. So, paiN, pull the plug. It just doesn't pan out for them. No 3v5 magic this time. MIBR play it well. All 5 players survive. They're just juggling weapons, trying to find the best combination they can, and it will be 2 AKs, 2 A1Ss, and the big green, but it's the op that sings for both BRN and Henny. And surprising to me, Mike, is that BRN puts the op on the ground in favor of the AK because it went so well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe counting on the fact that the element of surprise was a big part of why it worked out for them.
True,
but it is an interesting decision for sure.
paiN calling for a timeout here. We're going the full 30.
There's an extra AK down in spot. Okay, that's Hardzao. I was going to say, please
yes.
don't say miss by at this point.
That
it's
would
too
be
critical.
Catastrophic.
Funds matter too much at this point in time.
Yeah.
Spare utility being dumped in here. Gathering up their smokes. And here we go. Round 29 could determine the fate of this series. Are we getting a third? Or does it all end here? Inferno.
Looks like it could end here. MIBR. They've got Henny activated. He's feeling comfortable with the op, but not comfortable enough. Zevi gets the opener. That is a big one. The space is there for them to hit A. And now MIBR going to rotate off of B. Oh my goodness, it's happening again. They're gambling toward the A site. Not fully yet. Maybe they'll realize they should double back as they're slowly but surely creeping their way.
The problem
back
is
to A.
They recognize that losing that player means that the arch wrap was opened up. So they could not trust the B. Hold these 2 players come back off just to try and clear it. And they're doing so, but they're seeing nothing.
They could have sent only 1, though. They need to send 2.
Possibly. They wanted to play together, and, well, they've misjudged it. The bomb's going to go down. This is almost certainly going to be a save. And MIBR going to be stuck playing for overtime. They're just completely caught out here as this bomb is planted. Nothing they can do.
I mean, they had money. Loss bonus coming through. Exit with 2K, Henny with 2.6, and BRN with 3.9. They didn't have to go for this type of play. They could have left a couple of players on towards B, or at least 1, right, to challenge a little bit while paiN were charging up. But yeah, it's just a misread from MIBR. And then once they lost that first player, right, it's curtains. Zevi gets a great opener.
Curtains. Indeed. Dry peak punish. And now for paiN. 1 round away from Anubis.
Fun if we get there.
Would be indeed. Another player who won't make it through. And it's Sani, but enough to reinvest. Here's where it all gets bad. MIBR, what do you have to show us? That last round never even really gets off to a start for MIBR. As soon as they lose Henny, it collapses. But here's the moment. Nades down mid. Decent damage. Something was shot for it.
Well,
then Henny's got his opener. All right, that was in towards the hall. Skull's trying to take that space. Now he's down for the count. been a big piece of this renaissance. And now another one falters. Uh-oh. Starting to unravel here for paiN. Struggling to close. The opportunity was here, but now it is shrunk to just a tiny sliver of a chance. They'll risk banana. They'll come up this way. They've got lots of utility still on these remaining two players, but they want to go contact because they know they need the kills. And this double setup, this could be punishing. Again, man. The bomb drop committed. The spray good, and we're going for more rounds. We're going to overtime. Overtime. MIBR and paiN. For MIBR, fighting to close this, fighting to secure their spot in the upper bracket final. For paiN, looking to survive, looking to claw this into Anubis. It's already been a huge recovery for paiN Gaming. They look down and out in so many moments, but now they've got to seal it here in OT.
Yeah, a lot of 3v5 recoveries for paiN in that second half, and I mean that's the reason why they're even here. MIBR, I guess they didn't have enough overtime against ATK when they played them here, so they want more. Insani, doesn't even convert on that, what should have been a freebie for him. Zevi, I think, is burning in that Molotov, so he's down to 28. Lots of health lost. Turtle gets hard out. Still a man advantage here for paiN, but it's such a soft one.
Skulls will build that up a bit more. bomb now down, and that's ticking away. And MIBR, I mean, they're backing off. They have no interest in this, right? I mean, it's 12.5K overtime money, so you got a fair amount, but you don't have infinite. And they're not going to throw away these guns.
Ooh.
I promise Zevi has not come back from the dead. We just have a little bit of something going on with the HUD.
I think there was a
Probably
disconnect.
reconnect.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. But I promise there are no zombies on the server right now. They'll revive when everyone else does at the end of the round.
Wow. I mean, that is just a bitter pill to swallow for MIBR, right? Because you do so much damage there. And yeah, there's a bit at the end. It doesn't matter, though, because it's overtime. But so much damage done at the beginning of the round, and they just could not convert on those frags. Unreal. And paiN Gaming pull out another one that seemed perhaps a little unlikely. Great shot from Skulls, and the awareness to realize as well that Henny was coming in from Boiler. That really did seal the round in favor of paiN. If only MIBR had known how low those last two, or I shouldn't say last two, 2 of the 4 remaining were.
I still don't think they would have gone for it. Still don't think they would have risked it. There's too
I
many
mean,
crosshairs up. Here comes the flash. There's a peek. He's stuck. Oh, no. The flame spread in such a way that he was stuck in front of the logs, and now the nades will take out Biku as well. Utility winning the war here on Banana, as it so often does. And MIBR can back away with a 2-man advantage. A catastrophe for paiN.
Well, they've recovered before from these 2-man disadvantages. Let's see if they can do it again. Turtle waiting on balcony, peeks around, gives away his position now, but he's got Insani to cover for him. And yeah, I think that should pretty much do it for paiN. We'll see if they're able to fight on through here, but it's a 3v2 just on this A site, not to mention the other 2 players waiting on B who could rotate and come in on the flank. paiN are hoping for something to be given their way, but MIBR are handing them nothing.
Again, with no fights, I mean, they got confirmation on this positioning. Blackface settles heat hit. That's perfection. And the last player stuck here by the pillar of the porch. There is no escape. Even up here, 16 all. One more chance on the defensive side to take a lead. Swap rolls.
Close to a flawless round there from MIBR. Only damage taken by Insani and Turtle, and not that much. I think it was less than 50 combined. Wow. MIBR looking to take a lead now here into the second half of the first OT, but paiN, they've got something to say about it here. There's that aggression, and oh, it's not going to be spotted out this time. Maybe by the late player in. That's Zevi, and he does manage to connect, I believe, on a shot, and it's Big Uzera finding Insani. Wow, I love the idea from Insani, but it just does not pan out, and BRN's also taken a ton of damage. Henny waiting with the op, he's going to be critical. No. Oh. No.
Timing on it, call of utility in hand, but the reinforcements are here.
What?
BRN shuts this down, and Turtle snatches 2. He's traded, though. He's taken out of play, and BRN is so low. Oh, and the gap in the smoke. Big Uzera was just watching for those toes. Exit is in another world. All the way across the map here, so the rotation, it will be long. Time will be a problem here, but the one advantage maybe is that he's got enough time for that Molotov to extinguish.
We've got another disconnect, reconnect potentially happening here, so I'm wondering if there are some sort of technical issues happening for MIBR.
Won't worry about it in this moment.
Yeah.
His exit. Chance here. He's gone right past. I had no idea. Because he just watched him drop the Molotov, but he must have thought he was backside. And as it is, advantage for paiN.
Yeah, exit, not much of a chance to really do anything there. He slips through, doesn't clear his angles, though, or corners. And paiN do get the advantage heading into the second half here of this first overtime. Looks like everyone's back in the server. We'll have to look into maybe if there are some sort of issues going on, but it doesn't really matter because it seems like everyone is good to go.
Doesn't seem to be. I mean, we haven't seen any moments that seem representative of an issue going on here, so it may just be... this is a secret here, folks, but players are weirdly superstitious at times and also incredibly sensitive to perceived issues, even if there aren't. I'm not saying there aren't. I'm just saying I know a lot of players who, if they're not on a good run, if they've been cold, they might disconnect, reconnect, because it's got to be the server's problem. It's got to be the connection's problem, not theirs. The players, you know, they can be a finicky lot.
They can. paiN, though, 2 rounds away from going to map number 3, which seemed like an unlikely proposition at one point in time. But they've managed to at least give themselves the best chance of ending this in the first OT. MIBR coming out. Henny this time running the op on their T side, I guess, with that 12.5k start money. He decides, well, I'm comfortable enough to try and make things work, and he was firing off quite effectively in regulation anyway with the big green. Zevi will be on the other side, and he's certainly had a resurgence, especially in that second half. He looks great, recovering from what was a very tough vertigo. And now you're seeing MIBR set up a lot of presence at the bottom of Banana. The lurk is Turtle, as it has been on their T side. He's going to be going around Boiler. Now he backs off into mid.
That nade is a thing of beauty. That's a 90 damage nade. Ooh, not quite. Not quite. That's a
Almost
70 damage nade. I did math wrong. 76 damage nade even. But as it is, it's still a very punishing one. Please tell me I got it right on the second.
I think you were right the first.
No, I definitely was.
No, you were closer the first time. I don't
think
know.
I was either. Anyway, they're in towards the site. Neither of us can do math, but Insani can do headshots. And with that, I mean, this already looks like it might be the equalizer. Utility down, but they haven't found a kill. paiN Gaming with Hards out, still wicked out of position. They're backing away. They're giving this off. So it's going to be 17 all here. I can count to that at least. You trying to do the math right now? So it was 67 and 57, right? Yeah, so that was my second one. I was correct the second time. Okay. Quick, what's the math? Count them, John. Count them. Take a screenshot. That's what everyone needs us to hear to talk about right now.
I just realized I was muted throughout that whole conversation there, so that's good. Oh, boy. But yes, 76 was the magic number, folks, on the damage done, and we are not going to calculate the damage done from the bomb, of course. 17 to 17 tied up. The important part, perhaps lost in all of that, is that MIBR were able to secure that round quite convincingly and force paiN onto a 3-man save, which I think is, well, yeah, 12.5k start money. I guess it makes sense. But the keys and skulls down to 3k. The thing is, your teammates can drop for you. I don't know. Could have risked it a little bit more, but I understand the situation.
A hopeless situation they felt.
Yeah.
Still 2 rounds to play here.
It's just the problem with Inferno, I think, in general, Mike.
We're not the only one who thinks thusly. Pressure on for paiN. Neki since hurtling back towards the site. Utility pretty depleted for these defenders. Skull still has a Molotov and he's deployed a smoke. Might just load up as well. That might be aren't committing. Got this player top. Now they'll leave BRN alone. Float back over, and paiN haven't quite taken the bait on the rotation. MIBR back to their old ways here, John. Letting as much time drip off the clock as they do please.
Mm-hmm. And this is, with every second that goes by, favoring paiN more and more and more. And that
More
helps.
now. Kill coming in. That takes out the lurk. That takes out the options. It's all about this hit. The pit player going to be strong, and there's just been nothing to take him out. Molotov's way too late. So all that time you wait, and you still don't have the utility on, and now it's left to Henny to try and clutch. He'll get the first. Allows him the bomb plant at the very least. A 1v2. This is winnable. If he could get into the pit, that would be huge. But he's going to hear the footsteps from Skulls. He's got the read as well. No idea where
Oh
the
my
last is coming from, but
goodness.
plenty of time to reposition. Penny wary. Will have slipped further. And now he's got the right idea, the right read, using the box for cover, but Neki's wanted the angle, and Henny's done it! Map point secured. A 1v3 with time expiring and the bomb not yet planted. But Henny, the magician, still finds one more trick to make it happen.
I mean, just Henny, that first one, right? Up close and personal, very difficult to find when you've got the op in your hands, but he gets it, and then the 1v2 clutch, a thing of beauty. paiN a little out of position. They wanted to go together, but there wasn't much time to do so. So instead, they try to fight against Henny one at a time, and it does not work. We got the Henny clip that we were expecting with that AWP. It took a little longer, though. We're into overtime, but man, that was something. 18 to 17.
Arrive, man. What a time to do it. The moment is biggest. He shines the brightest here. paiN Gaming again left to try and claw this back. Feels like they've been so close to Anubis so many times, but it's always just eluded them. Is there a flashbang for this? No, they just go try. That's
what?
Insane that it works. And now
and
the
molly
is punishing. BRN might just be dead. He's going through it. How has he found the kill? How has this worked out? Oh my god,
no way.
the third!
No way.
Not found. Not found, but so much damage on his skulls. They're limping. And this time, there's still a minute to play with, so MIBR, there's plenty of time to cancel and bail out. They won't know the damage on the skulls. But this is even Stevens, as far as anyone is concerned. It's all about what comes next.
I mean, but look at this, right? paiN are so spread out. There's no one to help Hard Zhao. And all three players are coming his way. There's no way. This doesn't go B. This is an A hit. Now maybe Zevy's able to activate and hit one of these players because there isn't enough smoke to set things off and misses the shot!
Oh, the moment might be expiring now. At least it's Hard Zhao, the man with health, but he's alone on an island. I mean, even if they just trade him here, even if they plant the bomb, they're clearing out the angles. He's trying to buy as much time as possible. 18 seconds. If he could drop that bomb, if he could drop that C4, no, nothing of the sort. Now the bomb will be planted, and Skulls with 7 HP has to pull off the impossible. From Library, he will try and creep out, but this feels disastrous. It's do or die to keep them in this series. MIBR one more bullet away from the close. 7 points of health on, and Insani will be the first to take contact. There should be no way, and indeed there isn't. Control from MIBR. It takes them all of the rounds possible and then some, but they have done it in 2. They have moved on into the upper bracket final and triumphed over their countrymen.
Yeah, it took overtime, of course, to get there, but wow, what a great...